If you don't have man the guns, what's a good navy approach? I don't actually know, because I have not played man the guns. Sorry, Hearts of Iron since man the guns came out. I mean, I have not played without man the guns since man the guns came out because it's so good. Could always license produce German tanks. You're not wrong. I certainly could. Refit cost is higher than production. Yeah, you're right, it would be. Well, let's not refit any of these. I think it's just because of the ship template that we're using, which is not actually very relevant. Do I want to have another heavy battery? No, because that would really slow us down. Let's keep it around 30 nautical miles. Don't care about surface detection. That's the cruiser's job. If we had radar, I would add radar, but we don't. If we had better fire control, I would add that, but we don't. Alright, so we're going to call these something else. Archon Longbeard. Which I can now tick off. Alright, and then let's build a Hakon Longbeard, and let's make it top priority. In fact, let's go all out. Let's lay down 3 of these. So we're going to build 1 more of these destroyers, which end in March, and then we're going to lay those down instead. Oh, and let's see. Surprises, Tactical Jester, and First Round. Thank you very much for the follows. Welcome to the channel. Old Tanker Leo, thank you very much for the bits. Very much appreciate that. For a bit of whiskey for your next camping trip. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate that. Thank you. I have no idea how to do this squiggly thing above the A. And the subscriber's name is Hakon with double A anyway. At least that's how he spells it on my Discord. And let's go take a look with Germany, see if they can send us a better version of the Panzer. Right, because the last time we looked, we were not allied to Germany. We are now allied to Germany, so they probably will sell us the tank design. So I want the medium tank 2, Panzer 2, so we go. Which they will accept. So this is going to cost me 6 civilian factories, and now I can build Panzer 2s. So let's... oh, when they accept it. There we go. Let's get the Panzer 4s. Medium tank 2s. Boom. And I'm going to make them a very high priority, and I'm going to say I want to build a whole double line of them. Alright, build that many. We need a little bit more tungsten, which we will buy from Portugal. If I can get those supplies from Portugal. We shall see. Alright, where are the white units? They are still sailing in. Good. Right, and this is mountainous. So having the mountainous white units here is going to be very useful. And we've got another factory. Okay, so what am I low on? Motorized. We are really short on motorized, so I'm going to say let's build a bunch more motorized. And we could also do with buying another set of steel, so let's do that as well. We will definitely buy from Germany. Thanks, Germany.
Pronto. Comandi.
and then we'll be able to use these guys to fortify the ports in the mountains. Subsidiary carrier role. Let's get the hunter-killer groups, make our destroyers even better. Oh, that's actually even more escort efficiency. Cool. I thought we'd already finished that. Speaking of Discord, for some reason the link doesn't work for me and I can't seem to find you. Really? It works for me, I just clicked on it. Mine's saying Hawk. Hawk. Is that Discord link working for anyone else? The other one you can try is discord.gg/Mordred Viking. I do now have a vanity URL too. And I can also upgrade my aircraft. Did we upgrade to the 1940 models? No. Oh, good grief, I am so far behind in technology. Well, I'm not. The thing is, I am probably actually ahead of time in terms of doctrines, and I've been investing very, very heavily in my doctrine development, because I've got naval doctrine, air doctrine, and army doctrine, which means that everything else has fallen behind. But once the doctrines are done and I catch up in technology, I'm going to pull really far ahead. So it's works for you. It says I've been invited, but when I accept it pops an error. Oh. Okay, now I'm losing ships here, which would suggest that my superiority is once again faltering. Those are naval bombers. I should probably have you on interception as well. And we have a whole bunch of heavy fighters active here. So we should be catching them. I think we are now. It's green. Okay. Okay, white units are starting to filter in, which is great. So what I'm going to do in just a moment is switch these guys to being garrison. I want you garrisoning that specifically.
Ordini.
It's the Venezuelan troops attacking, it's not me. Cool.
Comandi. Comandi.
You are now a defensive general, so you're going to join the defensive marshal. Because these three are my offensive ones. And they're all pretty confident of success here in North Africa. So... Of course, that's Free France. I'm not actually going to get a cut-off there. The nearest cut-off will be here. Well, we could potentially cut that bit off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel the Reds' objective, and I'm going to send them here. Although again, the Reds are quite severely under strength, so probably not the best unit to use for an assault. We'll wait until the white units have arrived. I'm going to speed them up with Control B to change their movement to being strategic. Did Switzerland, Bulgaria, Iraq, Turkey, etc. finish their industrial focuses if they could? if they did, you could attack them from more factories and dockyards. True. I really want to kick the British out of Africa first, though. Or at least this part of Africa, so I can free up another of my divisions. Oh, not division, one of my armies. Alright, I think that we are about ready to go. I'm gonna go and pop a staff plan to get their plans done faster. And then we're gonna go. We're gonna go for it. Massive assault. And we have some shipyards available. And we need a bunch more steel. Let's set up one more set of destroyers. So, those are now obsolete. Some more Slinky Gustavos with any spare slots. And then we will need to buy a bunch of steel from Germany. Because battleships are rather expensive.
Formazione.
Almost ready. I'm going to say, we're ready. Let's do this. Massive assault in Africa. Time to kick the British out. I'm also going to double check to see where all of my close air supports are. Which is all of you lot. And you're saying that we really desperately need to upgrade the air bases around here. I don't disagree. Or did we lose our air base? I think we must have.
Prendete la mira.
British putting up a surprisingly good fight. But I'm hoping that we are at least inflicting casualties, although my casualties are going to overtake Germany soon. That's very unlike me. Capital ship effort is done. Let's switch over to air innovations. We really need to upgrade our ship classes too. Not ship, aircraft. It's in the 1940 models. What's a good ratio for military-civilian factories pre-war, mid-war? I honestly have no idea. I do that entirely off of gut feeling. I like to have between 15 and 45 civilian factories producing stuff by the beginning of the war. And then military after that. Yeah, there's a couple of potential cutoff points. The problem is I don't have anyone that can exploit that. I have nothing with particularly strong breakthrough since my light tank divisions has been so bad. Visconti Prasca has been wounded. Who's that? That's you. Which is very annoying because you are a high level. And would require me to hire a new general completely. Damn it. Let's bring Sodu in instead. And then we'll put Praska with you. Yes, I would love some Lend-Lease. Thank you, Germany. I would also love to have some better forward observers to increase my recon.
Comandi.
Is that actually a cutter?
Prendete la mira.
Oh, it is.
Fuoco nemico.
Well, by all means. I didn't realise that this went all the way up to this province. And that would pocket this whole group. That would be a massive blow. Okay.
Ordini.
Not that way. That way. Now we're running low on a couple of other things. I think that's because of this massive general offensive. These British troops are ridiculously good at defense. Really need to get some medium tank divisions going. Sooner rather than later. And this is even with air superiority. So it's not, well, yeah, it's kind of hovering on superiority or not. And we have now suffered more casualties than Germany. Which is a little bit embarrassing, seeing as that's AI Germany. Brought in reinforcements.
Comandi. Attento.
Curses.
Comandi.
Please tell me my artillery's not... Oh, bollocks. No bloody wonder we're not pushing anywhere. Stop. 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 Okay. No more offensives allowed until I catch up with army tech. I've been investing so much in my doctrines that everything else has suffered, and because I've been doing doctrines and naval technologies, my grounds and my air technologies have really, really suffered. As an Irish woman, I wholeheartedly support the kicking of English arse. I will certainly attempt to do that, but right now, it's not. The thing is, I'm not convinced that we will be able to necessarily defeat any of the neutral countries. Iraq, probably. Turkey, we would struggle. Because I am so far behind in technology. Alright, we'll at least take Khartoum. And once we've taken Khartoum, I'm hoping that I can actually upgrade the infrastructure in Khartoum. Because we are suffering because of attrition here.
Pronto all'azione.
So let's provide some additional range support. Doesn't look like they're interested in reinforcing, which is good. Ooh, we sank some British submarines. That makes a nice change. Boom, Khartoum has fallen. So, can I now upgrade the infrastructure here? I can, and I would very much like to, please. Hi, Valiant. Beginner friendly aid. Do they fight less, do more trading? Considering this is a World War II simulation, no. This game is all about warfare. Right, so we have the next political power level, so I'm going to go for army maneuver. Yeah, pretty sure. Having that extra division speed can be really good for moving troops into position, or more importantly, really good for getting cut-offs and stuff like that. Who's attacking? Why are you attacking? Stop attacking. Oh, because you're being an idiot. Gotcha. I would really prefer you didn't do that. You're just trying to be difficult, aren't you? Because Khartoum is such a big state, the only way to get them to defend this port is by making the whole of Khartoum their garrison location. And because this is currently occupied by enemies, they're going to keep on just throwing themselves at that province to try and retake it. Which is a problem, because you cannot have some units on a garrison order and some of them on a fallback, which would be the other way of defending the coast. So instead, what I'm being forced to do here is turn off the garrison completely, and we're just going to set up a fallback line along the entire Red Sea coast here. And then just having troops assigned to it instead. Quite wasteful, but it does the same job. Might actually spread units out a little bit better than the garrison does. Even more submarines sunk. Britain's decided that they really want to try and cut off my supply access through the Mediterranean. I'm failing miserably.
Attento.
Alright, so how are we looking for technology? We'll get the 1939 guns in 56 days. I might actually not go for the upgraded industry in order to upgrade artillery technology. Man, that's a big trade-off. In fact, I don't even have 1940 research. How did we get so far behind? I thought we were doing quite well technologically, but apparently we're doing absolutely awful. Alright, speed 4 this, because we're just going to need to wait a bit of time. Also looks like my allies are starting to lose on that front, which is not great.
Formazione. Pronto all'azione.
Yeah, I'm going to move the white and the red armies. Oh, no, I'm not doing it that way.
Attento.
I'm going to sort out the purples. I'll have you assigned to the whole of this front line instead. Once you are in position, then we're going to move the white units to go and attack Iraq alongside the reds.
Formazione. Sì, signore. Ordini?
Tell you to force march to get you into position properly. Who was attacking down here, was that? Okay, it's Spain. That's fine. Oh dear, now they're catching my submarines. Do we have any spares? No, but we are getting a lot of destroyers, and that's just because I have not set this up to be a proper escort fleet. Now I have. Have you lot taken any further damage? You have. You have. Otherwise, you seem to be just fine. Purples?
Attento.
What are you doing? Okay, I think that none of them want to go there because the supply is probably that bad. So we're going to move the reds over to Iraq. That's not Iraq, that's Turkey. Instead, and we'll prepare for an offensive against them. And then maybe go after Iran as well. But going after Iran is going to be a bit dangerous because we're getting very close to the stage where Germany decides, you know what, we should probably go and deal with the Soviet Union. To the extent I wonder what they're actually doing right. Yeah, okay. That's a problem. I mean, Germany does seem to have a pretty decent front line established with the Germans.
Formazione.
I think what I might end up doing, though, is I'll use the Reds against Iraq. I can't see Iraq having that many units. They only have 3 divisions, so they should be fine.
Pronto,
And then
signore.
the Whites are going to be my Soviet front. Will help defend Hungary south. In fact, no. White units have my mountaineers. This is the most mountainous area. Soviet Union doesn't have mountains until we get to the Caucasus or to the Urals. I think I would actually rather have the white units defending down here in Ethiopia and then have the purples head up to the Soviet Union.
Pronto all'azione.
So we'll let some of the white units filter out and then do that. Air innovations are done. Let's get bomber effort. How am I facing... We do have a couple of units defending that. We are protecting the bases here. I think we'll be alright. Britain's now doing a general attack against us, trying to push us back. Which is kind of understandable, seeing as I'm just moving so many troops around at the moment. We should also begin justifying against Iraq. Doesn't matter what exactly you justify or claim. Has absolutely no bearing. You can justify against anything you want. Right, you're all in position, so let's move Balbo and his forces up to the Soviet front. Then the other thing I would very much like to do is see how many medium tanks I've built in the meantime. 141. How many do I need to replace all of the light tanks in this army? 450. So what I am going to do instead is I'm going to make a duplicate of this division. We're going to call it... Well, we're going to give it the skull name. The winged skull. And then we're going to call it... Division... What's tanks in Italian? Serbatoio. Beginning question, what are the pros and cons of making a duplicate of a template before modifying it? Making a duplicate of a template versus making a new template means that you're not spending any additional army experience on this base template.